I found another way that Amazon screws us. First time author, I'm very small. I self-published my book on the unwritten rules of work, and somebody emailed me saying, oh my god, I loved it. I finally understand what professionalism means, but Amazon doesn't let them leave a review unless they've spent $50 or more in the past year. So you can't review products you buy unless you buy enough from them to deserve feedback? What in the dystopian hell? Reviews are really important for unknown authors, so I'm curious if y'all have recommendations to get around this, because unfortunately most people go to Amazon for reviews. So I recommended to this person leaving a review on Goodreads, which is still owned by Amazon, so hopefully that's still okay. I use Storygraph personally because it's Black woman owned and not Amazon. I have been pushing people to buy the book at Barnes & Noble, which also has a review section. I don't know if you can review there if you haven't bought it there though. Please let me know if you have recommendations, because that this is such a small book that is self-published is part of why this person found it so helpful. I didn't even try to get a main publisher. It's not that I got rejected. I didn't even try because I didn't think I could write a book about the unwritten rules of work in corporate America with capitalism and still do it while having one of those companies audit. I did it based on my research that I've done over the past decade, and so I wanted to be as honest and have feedback from other scholars and people who work in organizations and not corporate overlords. This person said, what resonated was how precisely you named experiences that are usually dismissed as personal issues or left super vague. In my first corporate job, I wasn't even told I was unprofessional. I was told I was immature. No concrete behaviors were named. No standards were explained. At the time, I internalized it as a personal flaw and cried a lot. Reading this book made it clear what was really being judged was my otherness, my social class background, and how it showed up in communication, self-presentation, and presence. What I loved about your book is that it doesn't moralize. It doesn't pretend workplaces are neutral or purely merit-based, but it also doesn't reduce everything to bad intent. You gave language to hidden rules and demonstrated how they shift as you move up. As soon as I got my first management job, the rules tightened even more. They do change as you move up. It is something I wish I had understood back in 2012 when I was a student preparing for my first corporate job. I'm genuinely glad this book exists. It would have saved me from tears early in my career, and it's still extremely useful now. I sincerely hope you continue this work and expand your research to Europe. So this person has lived in multiple countries in Europe. Much of it clearly applies beyond the corporate America, but there are nuances in European cultures like German and Portuguese that would be fascinating to examine through this lens. I agree, and if you're a researcher in those countries, hit me up if you are interested in a collaboration. Yes, shameless book plug, shameless ask for help, shameless call for research collaborations, because one of the unwritten rules in this book in the first chapter is the unwritten rule of independence, and that you are supposed to speak up. You have to do so very carefully. So it sounds like something you need right now. The link is in my bio for the book. If you are an indie author or not an indie author and you know ways to get reviews, please let me know. And also thank you to anyone who has this problem for not purchasing everything on Amazon. You are doing the right thing.